coming up. Do pet surgeries go too far? Wait to hear what they did to help a goldfish.
You have a voice. Use it on Chicago's Talk Leader 89 WLS.
Okay. Hear about this one? The constipated goldfish story?
You know, constipation hurts. It really does. It's not fun. It really isn't. If you've been through it, which we know everybody out there has, so just admit it, everybody.
I know. And what do you tell your goldfish when he's sitting in the bowl? He's swimming around and making that little face.
First of all,
you say, honey, don't push.
Before we even read this ridiculousness, how do you know that a goldfish is constipated?
The whole thing is just, I don't know if it's...
What little particles are not floating in that water that you know, hey, I have a constipated goldfish?
Well, first of all, I'm reading this story in the Daily Telegraph, so that tells me something, number one. Number two, I can't read it with a English accent, like a Fleet Street accent, but a devoted pet owner splashed out 300 pounds to save the life of his constipated goldfish.
That would be $465.
The man took the tiddler. What is tiddler? Is that some sort of sexual thing, or is that a fish issue? The tiddler to vets to ease its discomfort after noticing it was struggling to poo, spelled P-O-O, as opposed to the American P-O-O-H.
That would be Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, that's right. It's a bear.
Come on.
Come on, John. He had hoped after simple procedure the fish would be back happy swimming in the office tank. But the company boss was in for a shock when staff at the Toll Barn Veterinary Center told him the delicate surgery would cost $300.
So here's a question we have for everybody at 312-591-8900.
300 pounds.
How far would you go to save your pet or make your pet poo or feel better? How much money are you willing to spend?
Would you spend, there was a guy who spent $75,000 for his dog to get kidney dialysis. When I heard that, I wanted to give the guy a mutza so fast, like if I was in the room, I would have chased the guy. I would have had mutza contact with the guy.
I understand the bonding,
put the palm right in the head and just push it. $75,000?
I don't know. I understand the bonding between an owner and their dog, but I don't even think the life expectancy of a goldfish lives like more than 2 or 3 weeks. If I remember when I had goldfish as a kid. So I don't get the point of worrying so much about if the fish can't poo, it becomes so toxic it would have died.
Apparently they needed some tiny instruments to remove a lump close to the fish's anus. Okay? According to the newspaper report, a second lump was removed from his dorsal fin before the pet was returned to the water and handed back to his grateful owner where it could poo, happily in the man's hand.
Why don't they just give it some Miralax and call it a day?
Aren't you there? Swim in some Metamucil, dude. You know?
Feed your fish more fiber.
Who spend money? Okay, look, everybody knows this is insane. Okay, and if you don't think this is insane, you're insane. Here's what you do to the fish. It can't swim. It's a goldfish. Take it to the lionfish. The lionfish likes goldfish that can't move.
Introduce it.
And then he just opens its mouth.
And then that fish becomes constipated, right? Miralax for everybody. All right, let's hear from some of the listeners. I can't wait to hear a story of someone who's actually spent a lot of money on their fish. But let's see what Joe from Schaumburg has to say. Hey, Joe.
Hi, 2 different scenarios, but each person spent older cats, but over $15,000 to try to save their pet.
Their what?
Their pet cat. 6-year-old plus cats, and they spent over $15,000 on each occasion. It's 2 different people, same deal. It's insane. I can't wrap my mind around it.
Well, what did they tell you? Without mentioning names, tell me the first person with the cat. What did they say to you when they're trying to justify spending $10,000?
Kidney problems, and they have to do IVs and multiple surgeries, and the cat keeps getting sick, so they're doubling down every time. And next thing you know, they can't justify not spending more because of how much money they've spent.
Now, is that the moment when you were looking for an object like, say, an axe handle or maybe a shovel just to crack them one on the side of the head to wake them up, or what?
It's a head scratcher. You know, sometimes the best pet owners know when it's time to say enough is enough. when you can say goodbye to your pet, that makes you a good pet owner.
I had this. Did you ever have to do it? I did.
Yes, 2 dogs in my life.
Yeah.
I still, it's cycle of life. You gotta know when to say enough.
We took. We had a dog, a Bullet.
Thanks, Joe.
A dog named Bullet. He was a Vizsla. He was a great hunting dog. And we want to hear from you. 591-8900. Just make this quick. He was having seizures. We had him. Tried to give him drugs, to deal with the seizures. I think somebody slipped acid or something into his food when we were gone one day. And, we had to put him down. So my brother Nick and I went to put him down at the vet, went to a Greek restaurant, had nice lamb chops, and raised a glass to him. That's what we did. We were going to spend $20,000 on the dog to have psychology for the dog. Are you kidding me?
I guess a little more being attached to a dog or a cat. And if you had a lot of extra money to spend, who am I to judge how you spend your money? But a goldfish, that part I just don't get.
I don't either.
$465. I don't know. Buy a whole fleet of goldfish.
The delicate procedure involved introducing a carefully measured anesthetic agent into the fish's water in the practice in North Walsham, Norfolk. Wherever North Walsham, Norfolk is, where the morons will spend $460 for a fish.
Hey, 708's asking us, was that a goldfish or a koi fish worth thousands of dollars? It was a goldfish.
Do you know that the fish needed 3 stitches?
Of course he did. It's a 50-minute procedure, wouldn't you?
3 stitches for the fish. Are you kidding me?
Could have just given him some X-Lax,
I'd like to
Miralax,
give 3 stitches
anything with a
to
lax.
the veterinarian. How about 10 stitches, you stupid moron? You took my kid's money? Whack.
Steve, good morning.
Yeah.
Be the voice of reason here on our show. Help us out here understand this.
Hello?
Hello, Steve. Are you going to say that I'm cruel now? John, you are cruel.
No. When it comes to fish, you got to draw the line somewhere. But my story is, when my son was 5, we bought him a little $20 hamster, and the cage came free, so it wasn't a big investment. 3 days later, he was playing rough with it and accidentally broke his hind leg. So that morning, he goes off to school, we take the hamster to the vet, and the vet looked it over, and we said, what are our options? And she said, well, the bones are too small to fix. I can't wire it. All we can do is put it down or amputate it. And I'm like, amputate it. It's a $20 hamster. She goes, normally it's $300.
$300.
Showing extraordinary compassion, she goes, you know what? I feel like you do. Do you want to have your son come home from school today and say, hey, guess what, Tyler? We put your hamster to sleep today. So she amputated the leg, $75, helped nurse it back to health, put a little film cone around its neck so it wouldn't eat the stitches. We had the darn thing for another year. Stored the 3-legged hamster.
Listen, did she slap some like a soldering iron on the little end of the stump to make it cauterize or what?
I wasn't allowed in the operating theater to see this.
Thank you, Steve. Wow, for that delightful story.